Hey guys, welcome back to Sparkman Homestead. My name is Krista, and today I need to get out into my side garden. Last weekend we actually closed up our back garden, and this weekend I need to kind of focus on my side garden now. Probably not going to be doing too much amending. I think all I'm going to do is just kind of take down the dead pepper and tomato plants, and then maybe try to add a little bit of leaf mulch on top of my beds. I also want to get some kind of like little greenhouses set up over my lettuces, and I want to get the plastic all cut and ready so that if we do get some more cold weather that lettuce can't really handle, that all I have to do is just come out and quickly throw that plastic over. It's already prepared. So yeah, I just kind of want to look around the garden, I guess, and assess exactly what needs to happen. Like I said, there's not too much over on this side garden. All I'm doing right now is I'm just collecting these bricks from around the garden. This is what I use, or I am going to be using, to lay the plastic over top of the plastic. It smells amazing out here. Somebody is burning. They're burning brush, and it smells so good. I love the smell of campfires. It just smells like fall, and it kind of feels like fall today. It's supposed to, I think, get into the 70s today, so that'll be nice. But I'm just going to continue to pick up all of these bricks from around the garden. This right here is just plastic piping. We got it at Lowe's, and all we do is just cut it into strips, bend it, and then I'm going to be putting plastic over this. This is the other reason I'm doing this today, is because I need to assess how much more piping I actually need to go and buy to make these, I'm going to call them miniature greenhouses. So I kind of need to decide or find out what I'll still need. This is so frustrating to me. We are in October, and look it looks like something has been eating my kale. Like, what is eating it at this time of year? What is still alive? Oh, I don't know. It's really eating them. Like, this one is definitely being eaten quite a bit. I gotta find what's eating them. I'm also going to pull out any weeds that I find in here. There's still some pepper plants on here, like some peppers. I'm actually going to put these in a bin and bring them over to the chickens. Look at this plant, this pepper plant. It is dead on this side, but like in fine condition on this side. It is just, I guess, the way it was sitting, it was protected, and so even though we got those really cold nights, it all did not die back. But I mean, I did obviously pull it because most of it is dead. I've actually decided against leaving them on top of the bed. I'm actually just going to pull them and put them in the compost bin, and then I'm just going to do a really thick layer of leaves on top of these beds. I think it'll be more beneficial for them. So we have these wild onions, this thing right here. We have them all over our property. In the spring, they are crazy, but it looks like they are now starting to come back up again. There's a whole bunch of them right here. This is actually not grass, it's onions. So then whenever you actually cut the grass here in the spring and in the fall, it smells like onions, like crazy. Oh, there they are. Thought I lost my garden shears. This is irrigation system that we had attempted to set up, and it just did not work the way that it really should have worked. So it needs to get fixed next year because it was very expensive, and yeah, I don't know where to put it right now. Got that bucket started for the chickens. I am leaving some of the peppers on the ground though, so they can decompose. I'm just cutting them at the stem so that the roots can stay in and compost in the soil. I don't really want to rip them out. I had to rip, unfortunately, a couple plants out over there because the stalks were like this round. I couldn't get them cut. We also have some peas planted in here, and they are starting to get little flowers on them, so that is cool. I had planted a whole bunch of peas along this whole trellis, and a squirrel came and ate a majority of them. So I barely have any peas right now, but we'll try again in the spring. I have actually realized that as I'm getting these gardens put to sleep, the thought just kind of came upon me that fall seems to have come very quick. It seems to have snuck up on me. And I am just going to keep it in my head that fall came quick, and as soon as fall came, spring is going to come just as quick. So I have to keep reminding myself that just be in the moment, be in the present moment, because instead of like sulking that fall's here and how much I don't like it, I'm really just going to try to focus on enjoying it. Look at how these peppers dried. I didn't know what they were, but they are peppers. They dried like white. They're just decomposing in there. It's perfect for the soil. Look at this beautiful borage. I gotta get it picked. It's really good for tea if you pick it when the leaves are tender, but some of the flowers are starting to come out. So beautiful. This was a strawberry patch, and I actually mowed over it because it was not a good location for it, because the weeds were just, it's in the middle of the yard. Here is yarrow, and a word of advice is plant it where you are okay with it taking over everything. This thing is very, very invasive. It just takes over everything. I am going to cut it back right now because it just is out of control, and I know full well that even if I cut it back, it's going to come back next year. And it will come back with a vengeance, which I'm fine with. I like yarrow. I also have a lot of grass in here, so I'm going to try to manage it. And I'm also going to be very careful because I don't want to find any type of animal. And by animal, I mean snake or bug. I mean, it's definitely too cold for snakes, but I don't want to find one. We got Got all of the tomatoes cut from over here. I don't know if, oh, these stupid snakes, they keep freaking me out. I don't know if I'm going to do tomatoes here again. This was really, really good soil though. I don't know, I'm debating. This is a lone blueberry plant that produces about 3 blueberries a year. So it needs to get transplanted. I'm thinking that I want to start a berry patch back there. Okay, he needs to go somewhere because he's freaking me out. I'm going to put him in the greenhouse. My greenhouse also has to get organized, but that is something that I'm probably going to end up doing in March. I'm just going to leave it for now. It's turning out to be a very nice day. Nice being out here doing this. Some of these jalapenos still look like they're perfectly fine. I'm going to try to keep some of these. They look perfectly fine. Like, they don't look like they have any damage at all to them. I think I'm going to keep them. We have that beautiful, beautiful maple tree there and another maple tree there, and they drop so many leaves. So I just went and collected a little wheelbarrow full of leaves. So I'm just going to scatter the leaves on top of these beds. I would like to get about 1 to 2 inches of mulch on top of the beds, just to kind of give it a little compost for the winter. I really should be planting garlic in these beds, but I've not had luck with planting garlic. I've tried to plant it a couple years and it's not grown. And this is going to be my pepper bed again, potentially in the spring. So I don't really want to have garlic in here. I need to kind of keep this bed free. I need to go get more leaves. I do have peas in here still, so I'm trying to keep them not so covered. We're almost done with adding the cover to the pepper beds. I'm thinking I actually want to add a little bit of leaf mulch around these because I'm going to try to overwinter these. So I would like to give them a little bit of protection, like keep the roots kind of nice and warm. And I think by adding like a nice blanket of leaf mulch over top of the exposed soil might benefit that. I think it's absolutely amazing that the trees in the fall, they drop their leaves, which creates a blanket for the soil to help the tree grow better next year. It's like, it's very, 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 nature is just very amazing how it works and how God created it to work. And yeah, I just think it's so cool. So let's just finish getting this done. I just nicked myself and this is the benefit of having a garden. I went and got some yarrow and just wrapped it around it. Yarrow is supposed to stop bleeding, so just put this on it for a bit. But this is the plastic wrap that I bought. It's the same stuff that we use to tarp the back, except that it is a clear one. So I am going to cover these beds. Probably not that one because that is the kohlrabi and that will be harvested pretty soon. So I'm going to cover these beds. I want to cover that bed, that bed, that bed. So I have about 4 beds that I need to get covered. So I've had that yarrow on for maybe not even 5 minutes and the bleeding is already stopped. Definitely works. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to swap these ones because these ones are taller, and that is curly leaf kale right here. You guys can't really see. Let me lower you. Okay, so these are the bigger ones that I have. Now, because I have kale in this bed, this is going to get very tall. So I need to make sure that I have extra tall ones on here. So I actually need to go and buy some more, this thicker one, so that it can stretch across the whole bed. But yeah, this kale is starting to really pick up. I'm gonna probably start to harvest it soon. I need to get out here and pick some of this lettuce. Love it. There's one little one left, but that won't work. This here is too small. So I'm just gonna get this out now, even though I'm not gonna be covering it right now. Just gonna get it measured so that we can go to Lowe's today and buy another thing of this thick pipe, and then I actually need to get a little bit more of the little pipe because I remember to have a bed over there. I ended up actually cutting this one too short. That's fine. I'll maybe harvest the stuff off of this end first, and then that way I can put it down like this. Yeah, I'm just going to cover it like that. And then that's going to be kind of my makeshift greenhouse. I might end up actually cutting this in half and using it on these beds. This is really short. I did not measure that very good. So there's the two of them right there. Now, they don't need to be on right now because, like I said earlier, we are like still in the 70s and our nighttime lows are like 40s. So I really don't need these on right now, but I have them all measured out. So I might just kind of label each box, like that box over there will be 1, that will be 2, and then I can label the plastic wrap to according to where they need to go. I'm going to show you guys kind of what we still have growing. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little carrot right here, and then there's a couple more in there. This is the bed that I attempted to do the carrots in, but this is a lettuce bed, so we're going to get covered. These are the kohlrabis. They're growing good. That one right there might even be ready for harvest soon. So we have another lettuce bed here, and then we have some peas also in here. And I just added a little bit of mulch to that. I don't know if those peas are going to do anything. This right here is a lemon balm. It smells amazing. I might try to, looks like it did suffer a little bit of frost damage, but I purposely have that growing in a container because it is a mint and it will take over. So that is a good spot for that. And right here, that's the romaine lettuce, the dino kale, the sage, curly head or curly something kale, and then lettuce. Here we got the cilantro and the lettuce, and the spinach. We got butterhead lettuce right there. All of these hoops are areas I'm going to cover. And then the insanity of the Swiss chard will not die. And then more lettuce here. And then right here we have oregano, which again is almost like a mint. It just spreads like crazy. And then these are where I'm going to have my echinacea next year. And then that right there is St. John's wort right there. And then that right here was a bee balm. It will be a bee balm again. It will come back every year. So I've just been throwing all of this stuff into our pasture. And it'll just decompose there over winter. This right here is a blackberry bush, and I really need to come out here and cut these because these are offshoots. So this is a thornless, look at it, the blackberry bush still has flowers on it. Crazy. Crazy. I also need to come out and cut these ones because they will not produce next year. These are the dead ones. They produce this year, so they will not produce shoots next year. But like these ones, as you can see, anything with leaves will produce next year. So I need to get rid of these dead ones. But this is a thornless variety of blackberry. And what is happening is these offshoots, I don't know if you can see, these are not thornless. These have thorns and they are so annoying and so evasive. So I need to come out and kind of get rid of these, like try to pull them right out. This is our asparagus. I don't really want to cut it back. There are some carrots in there also, but it is not all dyed back, and here's like some asparagus seeds. So I really want to leave this in here, and then once it all dies, then I can cut it. But like, look at how green that is. I don't really want to cut that back yet. I don't want to damage any potential asparagus next year because we absolutely love asparagus. So this will be its 4th year there, so hopefully it'll be producing a lot this year. I never showed you guys, but over here, this is where we have grapes. These are Concord grapes. Now, when we planted them here, I think we had been here for a year and did not realize that this area floods, like really badly floods. So the grapes are now slowly starting to climb. I do need to get some T-posts for these center ones. And we accidentally cut that one lawn mowing. So I really want to eventually make a beautiful pergola to hang, like to have these vining over, but for now, T-posts is what it is. Still working away. So right there we have the lavender, and this is where I have my thyme and my rosemary. I know I've showed you guys these before, but this is kind of what it looks like now. Next week's November, so I will definitely still be able to harvest the thyme and the rosemary into the winter. And I do want to pick that lavender, but now that I'm seeing a bee on it, I didn't think the bees were still really out. I don't really want to pick that now. And then, like I showed you before, that's my tarragon. It's all gone to flower, which is fine. I had said earlier I definitely have enough of that harvested. All of this basil in here, I'm just going to leave that. It will all self-seed. And then calendulas are still kicking. I'm going to cut that. That's a dead zinnia. I'm surprised that pepper or that pineapple sage survived. Oh, I didn't realize I had another tomato cage in here. I need to pull that out also. Oh my, we have a single tiny little zinnia that survived all the frost. Apparently it's a moth party over there. I don't know what those are. You can see them in yellow. I feel like those are moths. I just don't know what kind. And then we got more lavender over here. Well, I'm gonna head out to Lowe's and go and get that other pipe that I need to get that garden all ready for the cold weather. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Sorry it was a little bit of a short one, but I did want to just take you out to the garden, just kind of show you where it's at in November, and also just show you how I'm getting it ready for the winter. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you again so much for watching. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.